Hello, I am Radial, and today do you think Epic will do well, or do you think they might fail? Now, I quite like Epic. I like the idea, I like the scale, though I do prefer a bigger scale. But there are many games which have already got this. They got this scale and they're doing well with it. So Games Workshop are in fact coming into a community somewhat behind. Especially, like, I know that Epic first came out in the 80s. Even then they weren't the first. That was actually BattleTech. And now they're coming back 30 years later with a new one. You know, with almost 20 years since the last, 97, when it last came out. So what's that? Yeah, it's almost 30 years since it last released. So basically Games Workshop are coming in now well behind of other companies. And the three big ones which I know of are of course BattleTech, who have a massive fan base. A fan base which is big enough to actually fund them. Well, they did a Kickstarter, didn't they? They did a Kickstarter which saved BattleTech. So which means they got a community which will happily pay up front for something and wait for it. And I don't know much about BattleTech. It looks good, big mech robots and all that. It looks really fun. And so while I know it exists, I'm not going to talk about it that much. But I must admit, it is something that looks interesting. The lore looks interesting. And there you go. And I know there's a starter. I don't think there's really even a starter box. There we go, beginner box. The mercenary cover. I don't know. It looks cool. I must admit, I like the look of it. These large robots and stuff like that, and you get, you know, some cool stuff in it. 2 unpainted, fully assembled miniatures. Doubles, you know, Quick Start Wars universe booklet. The stuff you would pretty much get in most boxes. So yeah, I mean, it exists. And that's all I can really say about BattleTech, to the best of my knowledge. It's something I've looked at, and it seems cool, but not something I would overly get excited about. Now the next one is Mantic, and they have Armada. Armada looks a lot better. See, Armada is based on their Kings of War, so it's set in Pan-4. So think Man of War, which rhymes with Pan-4. And yeah, and again you get a decent starter box. It looks really nice. It does. It looks fantastic, and you get quite a few ships in there by looks, and well, they look nice. They look exactly what they want to do. And you have it's the Basilians versus Marauding Orcs, and you get your rulebook, tokens, ship cards, etc., and everything else. And the gaming map, which is always pretty cool. You've actually got like a way to play. You can actually, you know, have almost a setting for you to play. And you get some 4 ships. So you get 2 fleets and everything you need to play it. It looks pretty cool. It looks nice. I must admit, I do like Mantic models. So straight away we got one that looks great, and it is reasonably priced. It goes for under £90. I know Mantic have a sale on that at the moment, but as it has £65.50, so I'm guessing they might be doing a new edition coming up. Because Mantic really like to rub it into Games Workshop. When they have a new edition, they tend to bring out one pretty sharpish afterwards. So I can see them might be bringing a new one straight after Epic drops. And I'll be honest with you, Armada would probably be my go-to before Epic. I want to get Epic, and I'm looking forward to Epic, but knowing there's like better out there, kind of you know, turns my head away from Games Workshop. It's not saying Games Workshop are bad, I'm just saying there's better, which is a completely different thing. And I know a lot of people go, oh, Mantic models aren't as good as Games Workshop's, and Games Workshop's so much better, which brings me to my favourite company, which is, of course, Warcradle, with their Dystopian Wars. Now, again, they have Dystopian Wars, another box which has a fantastic, it has a phenomenal, it makes Mantic look pretty poor, to be honest with you. It's a £95 box, and you get a fantastic range in it. You do. And I just love the fact that you get, in the Hunt for Prometheus, you get 2 full fleets, which are fantastic. You get a decent amount in both. And it's just awesome. It's such a great box, and this is what makes me think like War Cradle, because I've been looking at this for a while, don't seem to actually do for Dystopia Wars single models. They do whole fleets, and the prices range from £28 to about £85, and the £85 is a massive model. Again, I'm not a big fan of spending that much on a single fleet, but it is a fleet, so you do get more than one model. I'm not going to spend that much on it, but it looks good, and it does look good. The Archimedes Enlightened Battle Fleet. It's a nice looking fleet set, and you have like the Victory one, which is for the crown, and you also have like these starter sets for each fleet as well. There you have the Enlightened starter set, and the and I just had another one here, this Sultanate starter set. So you actually, so if you want to start an army, a fleet, straight away you can actually just buy it, and it comes with everything you need to play the game for £60. It does. Like here you go, we have the Lions starter set, and you have dice, rulebook, the templates, token sheets, everything you need to play Dystopian Wars without having to buy the full box set. That's if you don't want the fleets in the Hunt for Prometheus, which is fair enough. And of course you've got the Ice Maiden, which is one of the, I mean, this model is huge. I've seen so many do it, and the £95 Ice Maiden Battle Fleet for that is that is not, who is that? That's someone else. Anyway, and you have this massive boat, the Ice Maiden Super Carrier. It's fantastic. Oh, such a lovely model, it really is. Oh, guys, like I said, this is what makes me go towards Dystopia Wars, because just the size, it's a massive model. I've seen this put next to several, and it is fantastically huge. And you get 6 smaller vessels, and yeah, you've got a massive fleet in that one of 18, 19 ships plus some flyers as well, which go across. And what makes me go to Dystopian Wars even more than Epic is things like the Enlightened. The Enlightened is a fantastic faction for Dystopian Wars because you can have UFOs, which is cool. I mean, you can actually use UFOs in Dystopian Wars. You think I'm joking? I'm really not. You can actually use... oh, it's Hockmeister. It's the Hockmeister. Oh no, the Hockmeister is a robot. Look, you even have massive robots as well in this. And this is a sea battle, and you can have robots which just really wade out into the ocean and just batter ships with swords. Stuff's mental. I love it. I really do. I think this is fantastic, and this is like, this is probably why I wouldn't go to Epic if, like, I want to get Epic. I think it looks good, but when I see there's models out there which are far superior to 40k, and every day I look, I'm looking for, you know, my next project, and every day I'm going a little more further away from Games Workshop. And it's not just the price, it's also now the quality of the molds and quality of the sculpts. And people are doing it better. And so the fact is, I'm probably going to get at Epic because I want to get a rulebook, because I have some ideas I want to use in miniatures. But to actually maintain that scale, I would honestly go Dystopian Wars. I would go through that because it is a fantastic game. It's a fun game. You have better looking models, you have bigger looking models, and you have everything from UFOs to a flying city. That's right, they just announced a flying city. You can literally use a flying city in your Dystopian Wars battles. A city. I mean, the whole joke about, you know, with Titans in 40k, it's all fun and games until the cathedral starts walking. Imagine a city starts flying. It's something else. Yeah, that's just gearing it up to 22 at the point, isn't it? We got up to 11. Dystopian Wars. Yeah, we're just going to have this flying city smash your little robots. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like, this is just today's little vlog about Epic. And is it going to do well? I don't think it's going to do as well as what Games Workshop hoped. Updates to Titanicus wasn't that big. It gets some. Aeronautical Imperialis has been stripped back, completely nerfed, you know, losing so many models in the range. And if something loses models in the range without replacement is never a good thing. That never works out well when they start stripping back. So that's a bad sign for Aeronautica, those who play in that. And I mean, they actually had a campaign book out. It's not a bad campaign book, but yeah, that is that. And Epic combining all these. Look, I got a feeling it could be pretty good, but honestly, I just know there's better out there, and that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go where I actually think it's better, and Dystopian Wars is the better game. It looks like the better game. The models look far superior. Geez, UFOs and stuff, just something else. And you got, if you want to go fantasy, you've got Armada from Mantic, another one as well. And they've just announced some new models with the Abysmal Dwarfs, which is basically Chaos Dwarfs. If you're looking at your new the old world, look at Mantic for Chaos Dwarfs. They've got some nice looking models there. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, basically I think Epic might not do as well as what people think. It might just end up being a small box game, lower than Necromunda, and that's it. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog of today, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow. Talk about something else, and see you all again then. Links to Wayland games down below if you want to buy some Mantic stuff, or even Dystopian Wars. Get Dystopian Wars from them. They're a fantastic company. I really recommend them. I'll be honest with you, I don't ever put anything down there I don't recommend, except my own stuff, because that's mine. But yeah, get Dystopian Wars. It's a fantastic looking box. You get a nice set of rules. The lore is something else. So definitely, Dystopian Wars is the way I'd go instead of Epic. Oh, they sell Mantic too. They do, which is great. Yeah, they sell Kings of War. Let's just double check they sell Armada. And yeah, they sell Armada stuff as well. So yeah, check it out down there if you're looking at that scale of game rather than looking at Games Workshop. You won't be disappointed with the models. They are fantastic looking. They're fun to build, they're fun to paint. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Also, guys, Forbidden Planet if you like comics. And there it is, my links to my merchandise and my comics and Patreon. But as always, when I say my Patreon, if you want to give me money, I'd be very grateful. But I'd rather you get something else first and treat yourself, because you're worth it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.